The Moravian-Silesian Region is one of the 14 administrative regions of the Czech Republic. Before May 2001 it was called the Ostrava Region. The region is located in the northeastern part of its historical region of Moravia and in most of the Czech part of the historical region of Silesia. The region borders the Olomouc Region to the west and the Zlín Region to the south. It also borders two other countries, Poland to the north and Slovakia to the east. Once a highly industrialized region, it was called the steel heart of the country in the communist era. There are, in addition, several mountainous areas where the landscape is relatively preserved. Nowadays, the economy of the region benefits from its location in the Czech-Polish-Slovak borderlands. Geography. The geography of the region varies considerably, comprising many landforms from lowlands to high mountains whose summits lie above the tree line. In the west lie the Rubejesnik Mountains, with the highest mountain of the region, and all Moravia, Praded, rising 1,491 meters. The mountains are heavily forested, with many spectacular places and famous spas such as Karlova Studenka and Jesnik, and therefore very popular with tourists. There are also several ski resorts, including Cervena Horse Sedlo and Ovkana, with long-lasting snow cover. The Rubejesnik Mountains slowly merge into the rolling hills of the Niski Jesniks and Otoskavy Rchy, rising to 800 meters at Slanikna and 680 meters at Fidlov Kopek respectively. To the east, the landscape gradually descends into the Moravian Gate Valley with the Bekva and Odra rivers. The former flows to the southwest, the latter to the northeast, where the terrain spreads into the flat Ostrava and Opava basins, where most of the population lives. A region's heavy industry, which has been in decline for the last decade, is located there too, benefiting from huge deposits of hard coal. The confluence of the rivers Odra and Olse is the lowest point of the region, at 195 meters. To the southeast, towards the Slovakian border, the landscape sharply rises into the Moravian-Silesian Beskids, with its highest mountain Lysahora at 1,323 meters, which is the place with the highest annual rainfall in the Czech Republic, 1,500 millimeters a year. The mountains are heavily forested and serve as a holiday resort for the industrial north. Nature conservation. There are 3 large landscape protected areas and a number of smaller nature reserves in the region. The countryside is mostly man-made, but there are 5 natural parks with preserved natural scenery. The Czech Jesniki lies in the mountain range of the same name in the northeast of the region. The terrain is very diverse, with steep slopes and deep valleys. 80% of the area is forested, mostly by secondary plantations of Norway spruce, which were seriously damaged by industrial emissions. Due to local weather conditions, the tree line in the area descends to 1,200 to 1,300 meters. Alpine meadows can be found in particularly low elevations in the Jesnik Mountains. There are also a few peat-in moors which are otherwise non-existent in Moravia. The Czech Opudry lies in the Moravian Gate, in close proximity to the region's capital Ostrava, on the banks of the meandering Odra. It is an area of floodplain forests, flooded meadows and a lot of shallow ponds, on which water birds thrive. The Czech Beskidy is the largest Czech CHKO. It lies in the southeast of the region, along the Slovakian boundary. In the north, the mountains rise steeply from the Ostrava basin. To the south their elevation and severity decreases. Most of the area is forested, mainly by Norway spruce plantations, which are not indigenous to the area. Many of these were severely damaged by emissions from the Ostrava industrial region. There are, however, also a lot of either newly planted or preserved forests of European beech, which in the past covered most of the mountains. The CHKO is typical by its mosaic of forests and highland meadows and pastures with hamlets scattered throughout all the mountains. In recent years, bear and wolf sighting have become more frequent. There are altogether 125 small, protected nature areas covering an area of 52 square kilometers or 20 square miles. The most notable of them is the Lime-Sipka cave near Stramberg, where remnants of a Neanderthal man were discovered in the late 19th century. Places of interest: there are 3 towns with protected historical centers. Pribor, the birthplace of Sigmund Freud, was an important center of education for northern Moravia from the 17th century to the first half of the 20th. Nový Jičín, founded under the castle of Starý Jičín, has a well-preserved central square dating back to the 14th century, with the Žerotinsky chateau nearby. Stramberg is a unique small town nestled in a valley between lime hills, with many timber houses and the Truba spire rising on a hill above the town. There are many castles and chateaux in the region, the most famous being Radek nad Moravicí, Radan, Kraver and Fulnik. Harkvaldy, in a village of the same name under the Moravian-Silesian Beskids, is one of the region's many castle ruins, known for a musical festival dedicated to the composer Leos Janáček, who was born there. Another well-known castle ruin is Sověnek under the Rubijesniks. Due to the importance of industry in the region, there are many museums displaying products of local technical development. The Automobile Museum in Koprivnice exhibiting the history of the Tatra cars, the Train Carriage Museum in Studénka, the Mining Museum and the former Michal mine in Ostrava, and many others. Population: the total population of the region was 1,262,660 in 2002, which makes it the most populous region in the Czech Republic. 86.9% Czechs, 3.3% Slovaks, 3.0% Poles, 2.3% Moravians, 0.8% Silesians, 0.3% Germans and 0.2% Romani, though this last figure might be considerably higher as Romani often do not officially admit the nationality. 40.2% of the population are religious, mostly Roman Catholic, while 52.3% declare themselves atheists. The population density is 227.3 inhabitants per square kilometer, which is the second highest in the country, after the capital Prague. Most of the population is urban, with 62% living in towns with over 20,000 inhabitants. Administrative division: there are 302 municipalities, of which 39 are towns, 16 with population over 10,000 inhabitants and 5 towns with over 60,000. These are the capital of the region: Ostrava, Havrov, Karviná, Opava and Frederick-Mistek. Municipalities with extended competence. Since the 1st of January 2003, the region has been divided into 22 municipalities with extended competence, which took over most of the administration of the former district authorities. Some of these are further divided into municipalities with commissioned local authority. They are unofficially named little districts. They are Bilovec, Bohuman, Bruntel, Český Frenstadt pod Radhostem, Frederick-Mistek, Friedland nad Ostrovici, Havrov, Lucin, Jablonka, Karviná, Koprivnice, Kraver, Krnov, Nový Jičín, Odry, Opava, all over, Ostrava, Rimera, Trnava, Vitkov. Districts. Traditionally, the region has been divided into 6 districts which still exist as regional units, though most administration has been shifted to the municipalities with extended competence and the municipalities with commissioned local authority. Bruntel, Frederick-Mistek, Karvina, Nový Jičín, Opava, Ostrava City. History. Until 2000 the current region did not exist as such but was only a part of a larger administrative unit called the North Moravian Region. 6 of its districts, Bruntal, Fredrik-Městek, Karvina, Nový Jičín, Opava and Ostrava, were in 2000 put into the newly established Moravian-Silesian Region. The old North Moravian Region still exists and jurisdiction of some administrative bodies is defined by its borders.